Hello, my name is Leo, and welcome to a new day of the Elder Scrolls Arena. It is now Friday. The last of Halo 2 videos is going up. Well, we're not done. I think there's a little bit left of the game to go that we'll see in the future. But there'll be a new series of games coming up next week, which might as well just tell you right now, is actually Salvador the Gunzerker, because I need to get through that story. So I'm churning through this some Salvador the Gunzerker. So expect that in the next week. Now, today, my cold is completely gone. It's great. Well, not completely. It's just a little bit, yeah. I People have been telling me about this anime called Kill la Kill. And it's made by the guys who made Gurren Lagann, and they've been telling me about Gurren Lagann too. I haven't been in the anime game for a while now. I watched Attack on Titan because they strongly recommended it, and yeah, Attack on Titan is the best thing since sliced bread. But I haven't watched Gurren Lagann, and I watched the first episode of Kill la Kill. I probably should watch the rest of it. It's just, I don't know if it's really that good. I think it resonates with what, like, the guys are telling me what they really like, but it's maybe not what I really like. But the reason why I'm bringing all this up is not Gurren Lagann, damn it, a Kill la Kill. Without going too much into the storyline, basically the main character chick gets meets quote unquote a costume that wants her to wear him, and when she wears him, she powers up and she gains more power, and it talks to her, and it's kind of creepy. Now the battle form of that costume, let's just say it's very scantily clad, and there's a little bit of underboob. Actually, there's a lot of underboob showing. Now, apparently in Singapore, well, obviously many places probably there's been people cosplaying this character in this particular form. But in Singapore, there was an anime convention, and some girl dressed up as that particular character, wearing that outfit with the underboob and everything. And at the same convention center, which is really strange, at the same convention center that the anime convention was being held, there was a church procession being held. And there was I guess she was old. She didn't look that old. She looked more middle-aged than like an elderly woman. Going to church, saw her, and called the police. Well, actually, to be more precise, they got into a fight over what she was wearing, and then the police were called. Nobody got arrested or anything, but I think both women were quite shook up by the whole situation. I don't know what my stance is on this. I mean, yeah, it's pretty darn scantily clad, and there's no denying that. I think the only thing that I can see here that's really in the wrong is maybe the fact that we're having a church at the same place as an anime convention with cosplayers, and historically female cosplayers are pretty like scantily clad and raunchy looking. So maybe might be better to, I don't know, put a divider in there. Well, actually, no, I think the woman saw her as she was walking into the convention, so there's not really much you could do about that. Except for maybe, cover yourself up until you're in the convention center and then take all your gear off. And then, have the anime convention fully, like, blocked off from the outside so that, poor little churchgoers can't see. I mean, that's perhaps a better way of doing it in hindsight, but whatever. Anyway, that's just news that I saw this morning. But anyway, moving on. Today I want to talk about subtitles. Okay, subtitles. I love subtitles. I love subtitles so much. I would subtitle real life if I could. Maybe use some Google Glass technology with little subtitles to tell me what's going on. That'd be great in Japan, actually, especially if it translated it. Oh, dude, that'd be awesome. That'd be amazing. Anyway, certain people I know don't really want subtitles on. When I play games, I'll watch movies. I always watch it with the subtitles. There's two reasons for this. One is because every now and again, people, well, when I was living with my parents, people would be making noise, vacuuming, doing stuff, and if I don't have the subtitles on, I don't know what they're saying. Like, if I'm in an apartment by myself, I can have the volume up as loud as I want. Yeah, okay, it's okay. Like, when I watch Game of Thrones, I watched it without subtitles because, I could have it loud enough that it was okay for that. It's fine. But, you know, most times, especially like in the house that I'm in now, people come in, they interrupt, they make noise, they play piano, things happen. And if I don't have subtitles on, I won't know what the hell people are saying in the game/anime or movie. The other reason is just because even with, now when I first the first anime that I ever really watched was Evangelion, Neon Genesis Evangelion. And I watched that because it was on TV, and most times when it's on TV, there's no subtitles. Of course, back in the day when there was no digital TV, so I watched it with no subtitles, and I recorded it on, and I've watched them like a bazillion times. Every now and again, there's a line of dialogue where I'm not really sure what they say. I sort of guess what they say, but I say not recently, but oh God, it's actually quite a long time ago now, maybe 7 years ago. I bought a DVD set that had the English voices because I've never actually listened to them in English, and I like had the subtitles on as well, and I was like, oh my God, is that what they said? Huh. I had no idea. So now I'm like listening to this thing with subtitles, and hearing like in fact what they were actually saying at that time. And there's no way I could have guessed it. So I mean, this is partly to blame with the voice acting itself. It's not so much a problem with movies, I guess. It's more of a problem with, well, you would think with voice acting they'd get it right. They'd enunciate and do what you need to do when you're recording voice. But no, there's plenty of bits of dialogue in most anime where you just don't know what the hell they're saying because they either say it too quickly or they just ramble. They just go blah, 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 blah. Too much emotion in their voice. It's all these emotions. But that leads me on to my next topic about subtitles, and that is with anime. Now, most anime people who buy anime DVDs will be exposed to this. It's really strange. I mean, it's good and it's bad in multiple ways. But I have a perfect remedy to the situation. So, when you buy an anime, generally speaking, it has English and Japanese voices, and it has an English subtitle. Now, the English subtitle is generally a direct translation of the Japanese voices, and the English dubbing is actually, they usually change the dialogue quite a lot. One, probably to sync with the voices, like I give a shit. One, maybe to make it a little bit more localized so that people understand the references and stuff like that. And another one might also be just timing in general. Which I guess I can understand that. The problem is, okay, the English on the subtitle it's sometimes completely different to the English of the dub. So if you're watching the anime with English voices with the English subtitles on, you will be confused the hell out because it's completely different, and it's really dumb. Like, and my easy solution is just this: have another subtitle track. Right? Have another subtitle track for the English dub, and then everything would be fine. It'd be great. The other thing that I want to talk about is, well, I've noticed, and this is quite interesting. I've already mentioned that I've bought a bunch of my old favorite cinematic style games like Onimusha, Metal Gear Solid, that sort of stuff. The Japanese version so that I can listen to the Japanese audio because the Western release doesn't have that. It's just got the English audio. Now, what I've found, and this is very interesting, some games actually have English subtitles, and some games even have English audio as well. Onimusha 1 is a perfect example of this. In Onimusha 1, you can have English voices, Japanese voices, English subtitles, and Japanese subtitles. So you can play it with English voices and Japanese subs, you can play it with Japanese voices and English subs, you can play it with English voices and English subs, and Japanese voices and Japanese subs. Or you can have just, Japanese with no subs, or English with no subs, whatever. And it's really cool, because, I can now, I can listen to the Japanese track and have the English subtitles at the same time. What's really disappointing is that Onimusha 2 and 3 did not do this. So they've just got the Japanese audio with the Japanese subtitles, which is a big bummer. It's not a big deal because I still know what they're talking about because I played those games so much. But, well, you know what? Onimusha 3, not so much. I recently finished it and I'm like, oh, I don't... Like, I understand the general idea, but I've really forgotten what this game was actually about. But anyway, Onimusha 4, or Onimusha Dawn of Dreams, was a little bit different. It had English and Japanese voices, but actually, I haven't actually looked at it in depth. But I know that it's got English and Japanese voices because it's got like 2 discs, which is really dumb. I think I've mentioned this, that the Western release, I don't know about America, but certainly the Australian release, it was still 2 discs, but it was only in English. It didn't have the Japanese voices. And I'm pretty sure that if it only had the English voices, it would have only needed 1 disc. So basically, what that means is, potentially, maybe the Japanese voices are actually on the disc, yet I can't listen to it because it's locked off. That's so dumb. I don't know about subtitles for that game though, but I know that it's got English and Japanese subs. I believe most Platinum games have it, but I would really like to be clarified on that. I know that Bayonetta, and I know it's not a Platinum game, but Ninja Gaiden 2, both have Japanese voices and Japanese audio, and I believe Japanese subtitles and English subtitles. I believe so. Revengeance has that too. I just realized I checked that. Well, that's a Platinum game, yeah. It doesn't have Japanese voices. It's only got English voices, but you can have Japanese sub. Well, what you can do is you can change the system language to Japanese so that all the menus and stuff are in actual Japanese. But what I really want clarified is, with Wonderful 101, I'm really thinking about buying a Wii U in Japan. But I want to be sure that, the game... Well, actually, I'm thinking about buying Bayonetta 1, because I never finished the Bayonetta 1. Just buying the game for the PS3 and just playing it. But, if I'm going to play it, I want English subtitles. There's no 2 ways about it. Like, I'm still playing Yakuza 5 without any English whatsoever, and it's really difficult. But yeah, subtitles, man. I mean, I think subtitles are a help. I mean, yeah, they take up a bit of the screen, but I much prefer it. They're certainly essential for Let's Playing, because half the time when I'm talking over stuff, if you didn't have subtitles, you wouldn't know what was going on in the game, which is really annoying when there's certain games that don't have subtitles, or certain games that don't put subtitles on by default. Halo. So when we start the game, there's those subtitles at the beginning, and then we turn it on afterwards. It's such a pain in the butthole. I mean, subtitles should be on by default. They really should. I know subtitles came in the day with, like, I think the first game that I know that had subtitles was Metal Gear Solid 1. And in the cutscenes and that, it always went into letterbox. So the subtitles were, like, not over the actual picture. So there was no real complaint there, I guess. But that being said, though, I guess it could have just not been in letterbox. But, whatever. Anyway, when we come back, we will be fast traveling more. But for now, my name is Leo, and I will see you next time.